What are you doing?
That little A1 sauce.
Are you saying the steak needs improvement?
Not answer, it's a trap. We had a walkabout. I'm going to have a walkabout this evening.
And we're going to make that happen. And it's worth it. It really is worth it. This is such a beautiful city. You're so lucky. So, were you born here?
Yes.
I mean, to be born in a place like this is just a blessing. It's unbelievable. Like, you could be born anywhere in the world, right? But you got born here, and this is just like, it's unbelievable. It's fantastic.
Okay, grabando.
Estamos con los protagonistas de la próxima serie de Netflix, The Ranch, Ashton Kutcher y Danny Masterson. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Wonderful.
Fine, thank you.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. So, what can you tell us about the upcoming show, The Ranch?
Well, April 1st.
It comes out April 1st. It's
A couple of good-looking guys.
It's a couple good-looking guys. It's about a broken family of blue-collar workers trying to keep their family
Small
business
town.
of ranching alive. When the corporate interest would like to sort of roll this thing up. And they're trying to keep this business alive. But it's really about the relationship between, adult brothers and adult father and son and adult mother and son. And about, people living out that fear of chasing their dreams and aspirations and then failing and having to move back home with your parents. And then
Or
trying
having
to put
never
the pieces
left
back
and
together.
not sure if that was the right decision, for my character's case, and then having the jealousy of him having traveled the world, where I was sitting here doing Dad's work, and so.
But it's a comedy that's going to be unlike any other comedy I think people have seen on television ever, because we get to work with Netflix, so we get to break all the rules. We get to try things that they've never tried before. We get to tell a 30-minute story. We get to do drama and comedy. We get to do different lighting and different music. And
We're trying to shoot it as a film.
We get to really challenge the convention of situational comedy.
Yeah, people from all over the world can watch it at the same time too.
Yeah, because it's universal truths in comedy. It's everyone, most everyone has a family. And so they can relate to the overbearing father, the relationship of siblings fighting with each other, struggling. It's a show that sort of hits what most people are dealing with.
And one of the reasons why we wanted to make this show with Netflix was, from doing the '70s show and several other shows, we know that the show shows in the United States, and then like 2 years later, the rest of the world gets it. And we wanted to make a piece of art that didn't treat anyone like a second-class citizen, that actually gave everyone the opportunity to experience it at the same time and maybe bring people close together through these universal truths that Danny was alluding to.
And how do you prepare yourself?
I said alluding to.
I know.
Just so you know.
How do you prepare yourself to portray these characters?
2 ways. I mean, Kutcher basically grew up, in this sort of in this general environment. I did not grow up in New York, so I went and spent a few weeks on a cattle ranch in Colorado, and talking with everybody, talking to the ranch hands and to the owners, and what does this mean? How does this work? What are you wearing? Why? That kind of stuff. So that was how I did my research, and his research was his life. His
I had a
upbringing.
lifetime of growing up in blue collar country, living out in the country and working on farms and being around farmers and ranchers. And
I learned the most from me at the bars, honestly. And I like talking to the guys who grew up there. So what's it like, man? And what do you listen to? And what shows do you think are legitimate? And that kind of stuff. And so we've come up with a couple good guys with Colt and Rooster.
If it's so bad here, why don't you just leave?
You're kidding, right? After you left, that wasn't much of an option. Dad needed somebody here to help him run the ranch.
You felt like you were stuck. I must think I'm
Spoiled, selfish, irresponsible, kind of a wuss.
okay. I was gonna say selfish, but
Conceited, stubborn, full-blown alcoholic.
And how was it like to be reunited after that 70s show?
Feels so good.
It's funny because we're reunited at work, but we were never separated.
Yeah.
After we did the show, I mean, Danny's like an older brother to me. When I first moved to Los Angeles, I was like a 20-year-old kid, didn't know anything, and he'd been in the business for years and knew his way around town. And
I jumped him in the gang, as
he
they say.
took me under his wing and showed me how to behave, put me in my place when my head got a little too big.
How to keep secrets.
Always always cared about me, always looked after me, always made me feel like I was a part of something that was more than just what I had going on. And so we have remained absolute friends for the last almost 20 years. And so it's just great to get to go to work with one of your best friends every single day.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank
Very
you.
nice to meet you. Thanks for sticking around.
Cheers. Great questions.